All right, we're going to do square roots for 8th grade. And if you need more problems, scroll on down and look for my Algebra 1, Chapter 9, and you'll find a lot more problems, even more difficult than these 8th grade ones. All right, so we're talking about square roots, and this is the symbol for a square root. It's called a radical. The number under the square root would be called a radicand. And here are some perfect squares that you need to memorize. And if I take the square root of these perfect squares, I get these numbers here. 2 squared, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, and so forth. So here they're saying find 2 square roots of 49. So what they're asking is, what times itself equals 49? Well, we know 7 times 7 is 49. So one of them is the positive 7, but we also know that negative 7 times negative 7 is also 49, because a negative times a negative is a positive. So there's really 2 square roots of 49, and it's positive and negative 7. Now, let's look at these problems. We say, what's the square root of 25? You ask yourself, what times itself is 25? And that's going to be 5. We're just talking about the positive one here. This one has a negative in front of it, so what is the square root? Negative square root of 49? Well, that's going to be a negative 7. We're just looking at that negative one. This one has a positive and a negative in front of it. So what are the 2 answers? The square root of 16. What times itself is 16? That's positive and negative 4. Now, if you have a fraction and they're both perfect, well, you're taking the square root of each one of those. The square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of 16 is 4. So we're talking about 3/4 here. And then with decimals, the square root of 2.25, that sounds like it would be difficult, but if you think about it without the decimal, we know that the square root of 225 is 15, so with the decimal it should be 1.5. But let's go ahead with a calculator. Square root of 2.25 equals 1.5. So positive or negative 1.5. Okay. We have the square root of 1 over 100, and both of them are perfect. So the negative, the square root of 1 is 1, the square root of 100 is 10. And then here, we're talking about positive and negative. The square root of 4 is 2, the square root of 25 is 5. So we got positive or negative 2/5. And then here, again, we got 12.25, the square root of 12.25, so square root. I think I hit the wrong place. Let's see. Square root of 12.25 is 3.5.